Don't let the $100 price tag for the adidas Supernova 2 scare you off from trying them. They have a wonderful, energetic ride, great styling, and a superb fit. And sorry for our Robin singing like crazy during the whole video, as it does night and day here.
Hello everybody, Sam from RoadTrailRun. Hey, Adidas surprised us the other day, sending us a pair, quite unexpectedly, of the Supernova 2, which is out already in Europe, should be releasing in the US real soon. So why a surprise? Well, since the Energy Boost 1 years and years ago, I think Adidas has struggled to come up with daily trainers that are in the comfort zone, and their marketing here talks about the comfort zone. And by that they mean that 80% of our miles should be on the easier side. They have plenty of shoes for the faster side. The Boston 10.
Or the close to the same stack height Adios 6 with its quite firm light strike midsole and torsion plate.
Of course, the Adios Pro 3, and then the Ultra Boost, which was really kind of their only, as far as I'm concerned, other trainer. And I've never tried the Supernova 1, was heavy, very heavy, really more a lifestyle shoe. Here, for $100, they're proposing the Supernova 2. And for even at $100, they've tracked the product life cycle and the carbon impact here, and they've reduced it by 10% in the men's and 12% in the women's version over the predecessor. And that's pretty amazing given that this is a kind of mass market shoe at $100. As part of reducing the carbon footprint of the footwear all the way through from raw materials to manufacturing to packaging, we have a box here that is about as minimal as I've ever seen. There's very little paint on it. The cardboard is much thinner, yet it feels like it's still a sturdy, good shoe box. So hats off to Adidas for that. So let's talk a few more details here. I always look for a daily trainer type shoe that weighs less than 10 ounces. And here in my US 8.5, I'm at 9.56 ounces. 272 grams, so should come in at 9.8 ounces or sub 10 in a US 9. Very good. The stack height is approximately 32 at the heel, 23 at the forefoot. Now let's take a look at what they've done with the midsole. So it's two compounds. We have Boost at the heel, and I don't think Boost is dated really. It's a bit heavier than some of the new PIBA foams and so on, and the supercritical foams, but it always provides a nice energetic ride. Whereas at the front, we have their Bounce compound. Can't really remember which shoes I've run Bounce, maybe one shoe from Adidas in the last few years. So we'll see how that goes. Now, there's no torsion here, no torsion plastic system as you often see in Adidas. What we have is what they call a TPU injected midsole, which I think is the greenish here, and then rubber around the edges. That kind of configuration you see here should help provide the shoe its stability, given the soft and relatively soft bounce here. We have a really nice, simple engineered mesh upper, relatively thin, very comfortable heel hold here, non-rigid, non-totally rigid heel counter, well padded but not ridiculously plush, a nice tongue that isn't overdone, and a nice lace up. I've tried them on. They feel true to size for me, although we are still playing a bit with the famous Adidas silhouette here with the low kind of toe box, kind of the sleek look. We'll see how that goes on the run today, and I'll let you know how it goes. So right out of the box, quite flexible. That's good. Not overly so, quite flexible. So this looks like an interesting new option. So I'm taking them out right now, and I'm going to give you my first run impressions and get back to you. Okay, we have a true to size fit all around here. Sometimes I find shoes
On my right, narrower fit, not to fit as well as my left. They fit absolutely identically here. The toe box is a bit low, but I think it's broad enough. I'm not feeling any pointy toe factor. The length is perfect. The mesh is quite, if thin, it's dense. It's a bit warm today, but the hold is really quite incredible. I sort of wish maybe they could have saved a few grams on the laces, but the key part of the upper hold is really the heel counter, the heel area. It's relatively low but super secure, and then we have that wide boost platform in the outsole, very stable back there, as is the midfoot because of that outsole coverage. Here's another picture of the outsole. So all in all, for $100, this is one heck of a nice secure upper. I'm gonna keep running. We're here in Northampton. Quite some houses along the coast here. The Rosa rugosa are in bloom. So let's talk about the ride and some comparisons. I'm about 3 miles into the first run, so I'm getting a good feel for them. Well, Adidas says this is sort of for the comfort ride, good for beginner runners. Yes, I'd agree with that, especially in context of the Adidas line, say between the Boston 10 and the Ultra Boost. But there's more here. This shoe reminds me a lot of a Pegasus without the awkward airbag in the front and with a softer, more rebounding ride. It also reminds me of a Saucony Ride 13. The 15 has changed quite a bit in the sense that it's flexible, as you can see, and it has a lot of kind of rebounding or firmer rubber across the forefoot. While we have it flipped over, the combination of boost and our injected TPU plus rubber outsole, super stable landing with quite a bit of rebound. The transition to midfoot is excellent. There's very decent stability, really, even though this is a neutral shoe. So if you have a bit of pronation, the combination of the heel hold, the rubber, the wide base could make this work for you. Then we get to the front and this bounce compound. I don't know what it is, but it feels like a combination of EVA and TPU or EVA and olefin. Feels quite a bit like Salomon's Energy Surge, actually. We do have that 23 millimeter stack height in front. They do feel a bit thin, but I don't think it's as much the foam as the rubber coverage through the ball of the foot. I think this could be maybe more segmented and a bit less extensive through here because there's a bit of firmness felt here. Toe off is super easy with this shoe. I found as I pushed the pace a bit that the bounce foam in combination with the outsole provided quite a bit of bounce and the outsole response. So it got livelier the faster I went. Now, so what's it good for? Definitely, this is a fabulous little daily trainer for $100. If you prefer a traditional ride, a non-plated ride, a relatively low stack height, but with, I think, let's say, quote, modern foams. Boost was really the original foam other than EVA to kind of take the market by storm, well, almost 10 years ago or so. And it with its rebound, its energy return, it's still relevant in this shoe, that's for sure, as it is in their trail shoes, the Speed Ultra. And this bounce up front, don't know what it is, but it's lively and very energetic. It is forgiving, the forefoot, if thin. The foam is forgiving. It's just the height and the outsole coverage here may be a bit overdone. If you're a Brooks a Brooks Launch fan, and you find them a bit firm, overly firm, this is a great option. It also competes with, I think, more cushioning, more support with, say, the Brooks Revel. Also about $100 shoe. Not like the Puma Liberate Nitro, much lighter shoe that's sort of a race flat, but also around $100. So don't let the price scare you off here in the sense of you got to pay more for a fancier shoe. This is an excellent, excellent daily trainer class type shoe, I think, for, yes, beginners, but also I think for all of us as sort of a versatile shoe for just about everything except maybe the extremes of long, slow runs and maybe workouts. I think I'm going to take them to the track. I think they'll do really well there too. Thank you very much for watching. We're going to have a full review of the Supernova 2 from Adidas coming real soon. It's $100. It's a really fine option that kind of takes Adidas into the middle world, if you will, of daily trainers, away from some of the extremes and the boats that they've had in sort of for the rest of us. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great run.